I have built 100,000 euros per month consulting business just by having real conversations in the DMs. And it involves no pitching, no chasing, or no pushy sales tactics. Let me show you how. And by the way, this works even if you have a small audience. So most people either avoid DMs completely or they go straight to the pitch mode and they try to sell already on those DMs. And I wanted to break down the 3 common mistakes I see experts, coaches, consultants do in those DMs. The first thing is that you're sounding too robotic or scripted, or you're even using some kind of automation that is actually a robot completely. So that is first thing, because with that, people don't answer you back. It doesn't sound natural, and they know that it's a robot having the conversation, or it feels like it. And the second thing is that asking the call too early. And I would say that opposite of that is also a problem if you are asking for a call, which is more like this networking or connection call. Let's have a chit chat over remote coffee, Zoom call or whatever, because I know that a lot of people view those as sales calls, but you are not going to convert any clients if the other person doesn't have the expectations on being on a sales call where you are going to offer your services. And the third mistake is that treating the DMs like a cold sales email. And I have seen this happening, these long messages that people send out on LinkedIn, for example, and nobody really cares to read those. They seem so sketchy and salesy that I really rarely think that those work. But what if the DMs were the best place to build trust and sell without selling? So here is my 3-step framework and exact process that I use and what we teach our clients and have implemented to more than 500 clients to book premium sales calls through natural conversations on those DMs. And the first step is the trigger. So how the conversation starts. The DM should start naturally, and like it should be always a different type of start for the conversations depending on if the lead came from a story reply or a comment or inbound message. This sounds so obvious, but I have seen experts making mistakes in this first initial start of the conversation. So you should make it human and light, not scripted at all. I have also this one rule that it should always include a question, and only one question at a time in one message. And one thing that you could use to make it even more natural and more personal would be using voice notes. And you can automate and scale this. For example, I have recorded multiple different voice notes that my assistant can send to different types of leads, and they still feel really personal, and people are more eager to listen, like what does she has to say, instead of having that like long ass message coming to your DMs. And the second tip is the bridge part. So what I try to always find out and figure out in the conversation straight from the start is to try to get to the problem. Like, what is the problem that the other one is having? If they don't have any problems, that is fine. You shouldn't probably waste time. You can end the conversation really kindly, or like have some kind of, okay, go follow me on another social media platform, for example, but ask the right open-ended questions to identify the problem. Like, that is the second part. So directly from starting the conversation, I would just look for the problem, and you could use the voice notes to do this, or just casual language to show real connection. But at this point, it's really important that there's no pitching. You just explore if you can help. And that should be natural. And these conversations don't have to take too long. Like, it can be really quick conversations, like the start, the beginning, and then you just ask the right questions, like 1 or 2 questions to know and see what is the problem, and be really outside of the box with these questions. Like, it doesn't need to be like, what is your problem? Definitely not, but like actually something that like, okay, well, what is bottlenecking your growth right now, or whatever. Like, come up with some clever questions. And then The third step is the invite. So transition to a call without pressure. Once you notice the problem, it is really easy to then add the question of the call of like, okay, well, would you be open to see how my method could help you solve that problem? And that is not a question to get on the call, but that is a first question to ask their permission. Are they open to seeing what you could do to help them? And if they say yes, you can be like, okay, well, sure, let's jump on a call and I can show you the solution. Would you be willing to take on like 30-minute Zoom call this and this time? And this is so easy and it's so simple. I always ask my team members when they join our lead generation team that, isn't this simple? Like, how can't everyone just do this? Because you don't need a budget, you don't need ads, you don't need anything. You just need the DMs and those free social media platforms to have these conversations time and time again. And it's just so simple. And here's what that can actually look like. So this is a conversation, like a real life, actually translated conversation from my LinkedIn DMs. So someone sent me that word, and what I did was I sent them the link that they wanted. They wanted the guide and I just sent it to them. And then I aimed to solve a problem with them. So I asked, what kind of problems do you have in the business right now? And then when they started telling me the problems, it is really easy to then just suggest briefly like your solution to that problem. So I was just asking that, okay, well, would you be open to see how our method could help you? And then she was, or he was, I don't remember, was it a he or she, but they answered me that they are interested. And what I then said that, okay, well, would you like to take a call or a meeting with my team to see how this could work? And they didn't answer. And this is really typical. But I didn't quit. I followed up. So I sent a message a few days later. Hey, is this such a silly suggestion? But they actually answered me back that they wanted to know more and had other concerns. And then I just answered to those concerns and then also asked for the meeting again. And then they said yes. And how I made sure that they would actually show up to the meeting, I actually gave them some tips to prepare for the meeting so that it's not just like a sales call for them, but it's actually a valuable meeting where they could get even more out of it if they already thought about also the goals that they had and the challenges they are currently holding them back from their goals. This approach works especially well if you're a coach or an expert who wants to sell high tickets without feeling like a salesperson. So you're building trust before asking for anything. And you're also positioning yourself as the guide rather than a seller. And it feels more personal and premium clients value that. And it makes you really different from everybody else who just like tries to direct everybody to their sales pages or landing pages. Like that is a really separating you. And I would say that because most of the people, they don't have, I don't know, the courage or why don't they just do this? But you can really separate yourself and with the right strategy, create amazing results with this. So if you want to build a system around this and one that brings leads in your DMs, that helps you turn them into premium clients naturally, I break it all down inside of my free Smart Scale framework training. So click the link below this video and you will learn how our clients sell 5,000 to 10,000 services constantly without ads, without burning out. Links below if you want to check that out.